Good morning.
My voice goes out. We're going to have to deal with it. Got a Halls in for you guys. Try to help it out. Come on, it's not that cold. Sheesh, you've been here long enough.
What's the situation at quarterback? Taggart indicated that there might actually be a competition again this week.
Yeah, we're going to go out and each guy's going to go out and execute the offense, and coach will make a decision, I believe, this week.
How do you feel like Braxton operated in the offense in his first game?
Like his first game. I mean, there's hiccups, a ton of things that we went back and critiqued in your first start as a true freshman. Been there, done that. And there's a lot you want back usually. Some things you didn't even anticipate. Some things like not being able to, communicate loudly enough at certain times. And there's a lot of those things that happen. There's still stories that every true freshman quarterback has that you wouldn't even think are part of the game plan that they tell over the course of their career in their first start, that you're like, oh, wow, didn't even know that happened. And that's part of a growing process. That's part of the lumps we take when a guy goes out there in his first single-digit snaps.
Tiger said on Saturday that he'll get better. What are the jumps a quarterback makes from his first to his second start that just you won't know about until you play a game?
Well, I don't just one through the first start, but I mean, as you progress in this position, you got to go through a lot of things still. I mean, you still got to go on the road. You still got to go through the adjustments of having a successful game and a bad game, and working through the ups and downs of that psychologically, and go out and learn how to go through it every week the same way. I think that, but with that comes growth. I mean, with that comes growth, and I think as you go out and do it and not make the same mistakes, some of the same mistakes we made in the last game, and move forward, and we're going to still have our bumps, and I'm excited to keep pushing them and continue to provide feedback that we think we can be critical with and grow.
What were the transitions, or what was the issue between the transition from Herbert to Burmeister against second-rate defense in the Pac-12?
I said last week, just experience of going out and working with the O-line and the time that Justin's had versus Braxton's had, the time working out in a game versus a good team, versus a well-coached team and a very good defense. And I think that's pretty evident.
What do you see? Taylor was obviously unavailable to play. Was that a position that Braxton earned in terms of the starting position, regardless whether Taylor was healthy or not?
Yeah, I think we felt comfortable with Braxton going in there and again, taking our offense and trying to do the best he could do with it and move forward from there.
What concerns you with Stanford?
Stanford is a well-coached football team. They're physical, always have been for a long time. Dave's done a nice job there. Those coaches, Lance, done a nice job with those guys. They've all done a nice job. A disciplined unit that's tough and physical, and any group that's going to be tough, physical, and disciplined, you got to be. There can be a force to be reckoned with.
Regardless of who's at quarterback, what's it like having a guy like Crosby at left tackle?
Awesome. It's great having Terrell as an awesome guy for us. Pillar for our offense, both on and off the field.
The cadence stuff early, being too quiet. I mean, was he nervous or what went on there?
I don't know. I was in the box. Long ways for me to know. I think more than anything, it's just that first game of being with the crowd, excited, and it's a little louder than practice. We just got to go through and got to be loud, and you got to have voice inflection and timing, and there's a lot of things to it that are nuances to the position that I think are just going to be things that you get used to.
How much did the inexperience at receiver also compound the problem of having a true freshman quarterback?
Well, I think that's just the nature of what we got. We don't use that as excuses. We've got young guys out there and guys who are different positions, and they're still in their single-digit starts, And so I think there's just things that us getting all on the same page is part of an offense coming together. And whether it's Justin or Braxton or whoever it may be, or right tackle or center or running back or wide out or slot or outside or inside or injuries. I mean, it's just all those things are just part of working through and getting and making sure we're shrinking the gap between the most committed and least committed and most experienced and least committed guys. And I think that's just part of our maturation process that we're going out and trying to develop every day, and we won't flinch.
Could getting Charles and Dylan back this week change the dynamic of the passing game?
Sure. I mean, that speaks the other side of it. You've got experienced guys. I mean, no one has more experience than Charles in big games. And we miss him, obviously, but got to get healthy, and Dylan's got to get healthy, and I think adding those guys back in the mix would help us out a little bit more.
You guys know that you don't change the playbook with Braxton or Taylor back there, but are there sections of your playbook that are off limits when they're in there?
No, I mean, you don't change the offense. That's basically what you're looking at. I mean, you guys want exactly what plays and all those things that's not the reality of it. You keep your offense. We keep our offense, and there's certain things that he may like better than the other guy that you feel more productive with. No different than when you sub in a center versus an odd team and he's got a big on him. That's going to be something that's a guy that inexperienced. You're going to do something. So there are all sorts of nuances like that that I think that we all want to go with a fine-tooth comb and be able to point out. But the reality of it is, it is what it is.
Stanford historically has been a good defensive team, but this year it seems like it's kind of the opposite. They're more on the offensive side. Do you see that they have a defense you guys can?
Good defense, well coached, tough, physical football team. That's their brand of football. They'll be ready to play, and no doubt about that. Good. Thanks, guys.
Coach.